I'm going to play the second adventure of Zen Fantasy here, Blade of the Baron. This is an adventure for the Zen Fantasy 2-page RPG or your other favorite roleplay game. Solo adventure or a party of many. 2 is best. That would be 2 either with a referee or playing co-op without a referee. It is important to add roleplay flavor to your actions and results. 2-page roleplay, Zen Fantasy. It involves a character page. I'm going to play Ryan today. Ryan is an underworld explorer. He has recently risen in rank to a position where he may freely come and go from his company. In the underworld, he has developed skilled hands. His share in these treasures has been small. He tires of the endless searches and dangers of the underworld. On the surface, he takes a break from the fatiguing task of delving. He is a servant of Duquesne, and Duquesne has promised him that one day he will run all the guilds when Duquesne becomes overlord. Such a deal, though outrageous, is too good to ignore. But here he is off by himself, and I have a quest here. We have a city map, number of days, and then a coronation coming, and I'm playing this blind, in the sense that I have not read any of it. I know the game of 2-page roleplay. I've played many scenarios and demonstrated at many of them online, different methods of playing, but I have not played a Blade of the Baron. A tale as old as the howls of a cold night. Nice choice of words. A word spoken in dire circumstances and misunderstood to great hazard. The emperor has died, and his child, Celestius, a brash and cruel son, descends to the Aether Requiem, the eternal seat of the god. With the coming of the new sovereign, gifts arrive from across the empire. That gifts arriving from across the empire, that sounds like a perfect opportunity for Ryan. And I'm going to skip down, where I'm going to just go to scene 1 and learn the city, and I'm going to roll. And for gaming ease, the critical places of the city are noted. Roleplay travel as you wish. There's a tavern, a temple, a library, a palace, a park, a city gate, the warehouse, and anywhere else. And on the map you can find those. I see the warehouse, and I see the palace, and I see the city gate. And I'm going to start by going to the city gate. I have entered the city, and the obvious, well, I probably have to resolve an encounter at the city gate. Do we have that? City gate. I look around, I have a tavern, library, park, city gate right here. Only on day 4, the undefeated defenders of Kuan bring through the sealed chest with the gift within is the Baron Blade. So I find out that on the 4th day they're expecting an arrival. I sort of talk to these city guards. I'm going to actually make a deal with them that if she'd come early, that they will start a red smoke fire in the tower. So let me go over to my characters here, and I will try to make a critical deed. And I'm a gadgeteer, so I'm going to roll 2 dice and take the best. And as I've said in many of the videos, and it's just my style of play, if the character is really good at something, the game should slant heavily to their abilities. There's no reason to start a game and all of a sudden Ryan is attacked, and as a gadgeteer he's rolling 2 dice and taking the lower, and just have the referee constantly be hitting him with nickel and dime encounters until he's dead. It's not fun. I need to start a whole series of videos on how bad GMs play. Alright, let's get into the do something anything here. And let me roll 2 dice. I got dice. And I rolled a 3. I'm destined it becomes a 4. But I'm confused. Become a rapscallion for the remainder of the action. They don't trust me. They think I'm too polished. It could be a plant. So I have to convince them. Nope. I may be a rapscallion. I'm only rolling 1 die now. So I pull a knife and I say, let me put this another way. How much you and your family could die in 3 days if you don't promise me within 4 days if the blade, let's see what it's called, the Baron Blade, if you don't tell me if the Baron Blade arrives early, and on the 4th day when I come back here, you may not want to be here for the festivities. And I'm going to roll 1 die. And I rolled a 4. I'm +1. I'm destined to a 5. It's actually a poor guess on my part. Happens again, treat as a result 3, recover at the action. The guy stands up straighter, he starts to loosen his blade, he sees there's 3 other guys around him, but I'm going to double down on this. A 4? Do you know what I am? I'm a delver. I could kill 4 trolls right now, and you don't look like trolls. Here comes my die roll. And it's a 4. A 4 becomes a 5. A second result here, treat as a 3. A 3 is a bad faith. I'm going to add an extra critical D. There are 2 critical Ds. Now, just for the sake of flair, and since I'm playing the solo, I'm going to turn one of those extra critical deeds into the 4 guys I need to fight as lowly minions. And again, as a gadgeteer, I roll 2 dice and take the lower, but right now I'm playing as a rapscallion. I'm playing as a rogue. Alright, if that's the way you want to have it, I can guarantee myself that the next watch coming through will be my own, of my own caliber and my friends, because I'm going to lead it. And I'm going to kill 4 guys here and deplete a watch and create a problem for the watch commander that he's going to be missing guards in this very important time of the coronation and the arrival of that blade. So I'm going to volunteer and tell him just outright that not that I killed his guards, but that I'm a delver between adventures, and that should add some cachet to why I should be able to stay in the city gate, the tower here. And here comes my die roll. I'm still rolling 1 die, but I'm adding 1. A 2 becomes a 3. I'm exhausted. Become a rapscallion for remainder of the action, still a rapscallion, but I'm also losing my destined status. Wow, great game. I'm not going to make it through the city gate. Well, let's see. Oh, now that reminds me, I am going to make a series of videos playing terrible players, annoying, angry, whiny players, but not today. Today, Ryan is not a whiny. No one in Duquesne's company is a whiner. So here comes my second roll on combat here. I'm no longer destined. I'm no longer adding to my dice roll. And a 3. A 3, I'm exhausted. Well, I can't become exhausted twice. Rapscallion from Reindeer Adventure, I'm already there. I've already lost my destined scan, and of course I'm exhausted. I'm fighting 4 guys here, and they're pummeling me in the chest and in the groin. That was a die roll 6. Finally, I realize, destined status comes back. I decided that I needed to get up the stairwell and fight them one at a time. It was the advantage. I needed to silence all 4 of them quickly, and I decided maybe I should just pummel them to the point where they would be out of commission for a week and not kill any of them. That was my second die roll, adding 1. 1 is a 2, exhausted again, lost that destined status. They trapped me in a net, and they were pulling me back down the stairs, so they continued to pound on me. My combat roll again, a 6. Destined status comes back, but as a delver I have been through many a spider web in the underworld. I cut myself free and then released myself. My initial strategy of sparing their lives may not be to the best one to use now. Fools, I said. Don't you realize the fortune that can be made, but here you want to just sit in a tower and wait for danger to come. I'll teach them a lesson. 6. Alright, destined status, it's already back. And now I cut one of their throats. I cut one of their throats. In fact, I severed his head almost completely off. I wanted to make a point here. Is this the way you want to die? At the hand of my blade? Comes a die roll. 2. A 2 plus 1 is a 3. And they realized that now that I killed their friend, they had me for a capital crime. So I lost my destined status again, still fighting as a rapscallion. And I still, I can avoid the critical deed. I don't even need it. I'm not injured. Here comes the battle again. Here comes my attack back. 3. A 3 becomes a 4. Clenched, I can defeat a lowly minion, or I can gain a modifier to treat all 4s as 6s. I'm going to take the modifier and fight 3 of them, because that modifier, in case I got to go to another table, that 4 becoming a 6 could help me out here. And 3 guys left. Let me see if I can do it a little quicker here. A 2. A 2 becomes a 3, but that's not going to hurt me. I am destined status. Become a rapscallion. I still am. And lose my destined status. That'll hurt me. 1 die. No additions. A 1. I'm hurt. They're going to hang me right here. Happens twice before restoration. You die. A D6 more minions. Well, it's time to flee. I'm out of the quest and out of the city gate. I retreated over to this block area here and had them pursuing me. I'm going to go back to a hiding sort of situation. I'm still going to be a dastard, but I'm going to try to roll on this. Do something, anything. I'm treating 4s as 6s. If I get a critical deed, I can hide. 1 die. And it's a 1, a double 1, ambushed and taken prisoner. So now I'm going to wait my fate. I was held in the jail, and a day went by. In the morning, I was lucky. The Emperor declared that there was going to be a general amnesty. Everyone who could come out and cheer him as he paraded in the streets. They gave me a final shellacking just before I got out. Alright, the first thing I'm going to do is do something, anything, because we've changed scenes. And I'm going to try to roll and heal myself with a 6. I'm rolling 2 die and taking the better. I'm no longer destined. 2 dice, 6. So I healed myself. I'd had worse. I'd fallen into gullies and been twisted between rocks. The underworld is a dangerous place. So 1 guy put his hand inside of a demon statue. not much of his hand came back out. He learned a lesson. If you're not low fates, don't volunteer. And I've got 2 dice now. I can't get my destined status back here. What I really need to do is I need to talk to somebody. Let me go to my... the tavern is probably an easy place to meet people. If I saunter my way up to the tavern area here. And I go to the tavern area, and there I start talking to people, and I'm trying to find out what's going on in the city. At the tavern, I can choose. I can brawl. I don't want to brawl. Meet a shady contact. Critical insight. How good am I at critical insights? As a gadgeteer, I'm rolling a die 6. I'm not destined, so there's a lot of bad things that can happen in there. I could get lucky and roll a 4, but I'm not going to bank on it right now. Going back to the Blade of the Baron, at the tavern I can also get a good meal and restore destined status and remove injuries. I should probably just take advantage of this as a fine. Stew! I don't know what the meat was in the stew, nor was I going to ask. I was just happy for it. I talked to the gal, and I said, are you a loyalist of the king? Everyone is a loyalist of the king. Is he a good king? He's a decent king. Okay, well, a decent leader of the city-state. That makes my job a little more difficult. I like it when there's conflict. But I got my destined status back, and I'm still in the here. I could learn of a mini mission to take. Let's see if there's a mini mission. Oh, look at that. There's mini missions here. Into the swamps to kill a great mob called the Tooth Fang. I could possibly do that. But as a gadgeteer, I don't kill a critical mob on my best action. I'd have to do it 1 die. It'd be about a third of a chance. That doesn't sound too appealing to me. I could muck out the stables, travel to the park, and perform a critical deed to clean out the stables. You know, cleaning out the stables in the park, because there's something else going on there, is not a bad idea for me. I decided I could find out a lot of information from the people dropping their horses off. Now, where did I say I had to go there? I'm in the muck out the stables, travel to the park. So the park. Where's the park? The park is all the way on the other side of the city. They'd probably throw me out, too, and make me swim the river here, walk all the way around on the outside, get to the park area and tell them I'm here. I heard you need people to muck the stables. Of course you need people to muck the stables. Everyone's coming to the capital here to give their gifts to the bride and groom, and we have more horses than we would do with. I could steal some horses and sell them to the raiders, but that probably would take me out of the quest. I move myself to day 3. I spend a day mucking the stables. And here, I'm over at, where's the marker where I'm at? Let me get a marker here as well. Characters, he's going to be big. He's going to be big. Oh, he's small. Okay, that didn't hurt me. Alright, so I'm over here at the park. On day 6, I'll learn that the Dagon Reaver is meeting the captain of the guard, Lord Pem, to deliver the key to the back gate in the palace. Gain a critical insight and a critical deed to capture the worm key on day 6. What I'm really trying to wait around is for that Sword of the Baron to show up on day 4. I could sleep in the streets until then, but let me wander down to the docks since it's by and find out what they're doing there. Go to the docks. Take a look and see where I'm at. Plot devices, temple, palace, city gate, anywhere else. The docks may be anywhere else. I'm going to double check. Tavern, temple, library, palace, park. Yeah, the dock isn't anywhere else. Meet Ebb and June. Oh, I know Ebb and June. The two of us have traveled together. Ebb and June is another former delver, but she has escaped that life a lot more sooner than I had. Around Thief, who will share a GM secret. When you are gone from Eben, if you have the worm key, it will be gone. No, I don't have a worm key today. Otherwise, we'll play out the mini mission. Let's see about, we got a GM secret. Here's a GM secret. Did I roll a d6? I think that's why there's 6 of them. Let's go ahead and roll a d6. 5. And we have the Dagon Reaver is meeting traders in the park on day 6. Hey, tell me something I don't know. Challenge June back. Come on. And you were looking for that key. But you knew I didn't have it yet. What would I want a key for? The Warren key, which allows secrets, access to the keep. Again, tell me something I don't know. Alright. Well, how about a 3? How about I'm making a 2. The previous emperor died of natural causes, but many seek an end to the empire, including the Dagon priests. The Dagon priests are the Diagon priests. The Diagon princes want the end of the emperor, but the emperor's loved. And whenever, if a tavern barmaid loves the emperor and loves the king, why should I hate them? I'm used to knowing how the mood of the people are. I say goodbye to June. I was just happy that she had not revealed to me that she knew about the arrival of the Baron's Gay and Bay. This time I was ready. I brought a crossbow with me. Those fools in the tower, I knew they'd be probably double the guards here. Let's end this with double the guards for me to get the Baron Bray. So there's going to be 4 plus 4, 8 guards I'm going to defeat. Ha! I'm destined. I'm rolling here, looking for defeat minions. If I roll here as a gadgeteer, I roll 2 dice and take the lower. What I'll do is I'll tempt fate here, and I'll do anything, until I get the 4 result, and have to be treated as a rapscallion. And the Kismet result would give me extra dice. We love that. So here we go. Let's go ahead and roll on do anything. I'm going to fire that crossbow up into the tower, and I'm going to kill the guard at the very top. 6. Boom. He goes down. That 8 becomes 7. I should probably keep a tally here. If I miscount as I'm rifting along here, let me know. Now with the guard at the top gone, I could use his body and the rope that was attached to the coral I fired and pull myself up to the top. That's a critical deed. Let's see if I can roll 2 dice and get a critical deed to pull myself up to the top of the tower. 1 and a 3, plus 1 I'm destined is 4. I'm confused. I've become a rapscallion now. It's not a bad thing to be, but it allows me to roll up here. I'm still looking for that critical deed to get to the top of the tower. Rolling 1 die, adding 1 to it. A 2 becomes a 3. Bad faith. Add an extra critical deed. I realized that the guy wasn't portly enough. They don't feed these guards in the tower well. I'm going to have to go in through the front door. Boom comes down the front door. I'm going to roll right on this table, trying to kill 7 minions. Now I can kill 7 lowly minions on 4s, 5s, and 6s. And I'd like to get my destined status back. Did I lose it? No, I still have it, so I can kill a menaces on 3s and above. Here comes my first die as a rapscallion. 7 of you, huh? Now you die. And a 4. Now, there is advantage for me to forego that. Actually, it's +1 because I'm destined as a 5. There's advantage for me to say that I gain the modifier treating 5s to 6s, because in case I go back to these tables, do something, or magic, I want to have the ability to be flexible. So I'm still fighting 7 guys. I'm going to take the modifier of treating 5s to 6s. Here comes my another die roll. A 4. A 4, because I'm destined, becomes a 5. A 5 becomes a 6. I got 6 guys left to fight. I still have my destined status. Here comes another roll. A 3. A 3, because I'm destined, becomes a 4. And once again, I'm going to opt to take the modifier. So now I'm treating 4s and 5s as 6s. And I still have, what, 5 guys I need to defeat? Here comes my next roll. A 6. I have 4 guys left to defeat. A 3. A 3 with my destined becomes a 4. I have 3 guys left to defeat. A 3. A 3 becomes a 4, and because I'm treating 4s as 6s, down goes another guy. And a 1. Now this is where it's going to get interesting. A 1 becomes a 2. I'm tricked. I have both an imminent scourge and another d6 rolling minions. Wow, they have this tower quite stocked. So 3. 3 minions and a scourge I need to beat. But I'm still treating 4s and 5s as 6s. The scourge was the fact that they set up a barricade. They were trapping me on the middle. They had men at the bottom of the tower and the top of the tower, and I defeated them both. Boy, this was a complicated affair, but I was a greedy man, and I knew that Sword of the Baron. I didn't want it personally for using it. I was either going to present it to the Emperor saying that I had miraculously gotten it from the thieves who had taken it, or I would probably just fence it with Ebb and June and make some cash. Something that would give me a good week or two of debauch before I'd have to report back to my Delver company. 3 guys and the Scourge. Here comes my dice 6. It's interesting that I might want to roll over here hoping to get that 4, but since I'm treating 4s as 6s, it's not going to help me. Let's roll the die. And did I roll back-to-back? 3 1s in a row. The 1 becomes a 2 because I'm destined. I'm going to add another imminent scourge and a d6 more minions. Another 5 minions. I'm looking at 8 minions. 8 minions. Oh my gosh, I'm definitely going to need a tally pad. So I'm going to have a double scourge and 8 minions. And I'm going to just go ahead and fight this out until they kill me or I kill them. Here come the dice roll. Still rolling 1 die. A 4. 4 becomes 6. There's 7 minions left. No, a 4. What I'll do is I'll end one of the 2 scourges, because I can kill minions on any table in case I get kissed off of this. And next roll, 5. 5 becomes a 6 because of my pre-planning. I've gotten rid of both of the scourges. They decided they were going to lock both doors above and below, but I just lit them on fire. I was not trying to hold the tower. I was just trying to kill the guards there so that I could wear one of their uniforms and be the one that inspects the carriage carrying the Sword of the Baron. And I have a total of 7 minions I gotta defeat. 8 minions I gotta defeat. And here they come. And the table. I am destined. I'm adding 1. Here comes my roll. A 6. There are now 7 minions I gotta defeat. Should I go over to another table here? I am just a rapscallion because of that and the odds are I'm gonna roll a 1 or a 2 here. A 1 or a 2. No, the odds I think are still with me here, mathematically, that if I just gotta keep rolling dice and hope I don't get that 2, and every time the 2 comes back, I gotta hope I can beat the extra minions in the Scourge, and it's just gonna be a little bit of a meat grinder here. What did we say? There was 6 guys left. I'll call it 6 and we'll go on. I think I beat 2 more here. Here we go. A 2. A 2 becomes a 3. I'm exhausted. I'm a rapscallion, but I lost my destined status. Okay, I'm rolling this die, but I'm not adding 1. A 6. Got my destined status back. Still 6 guys to beat. A 1. A 1 becomes a 2. Another imminent Scourge. And another 4 guys. 10 guys. It seems like I'm really on a death race here. Now what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll treat the 10 guys into 2 groups of 5. We sort of discovered this as maybe a good flair option as we were playing the superhero game this last weekend. I'm going to treat those 10 minions as 5 guys below me and 5 guys above me in the burning tower. Every time I roll a great mob, defeat a great mob result, I could do it either on a 5 or 6. I'm treating 5s to 6s, so it won't matter. Then I can treat that equivalent of killing either a die 6 or 5 lowly minions. I wanted to take the top of the tower first because I knew they could be lighting signal flares to attract the cavalry. So I raced to the top. I'm looking for a 6 to kill a great mob and cut down 5 guys all at once. I decided the time was to actually enchant my blade and let it fight for itself while I fight with another 2 in my hands. And a 4. A 4? Did I get my destined status back? I think I did with the last one because I knew it was important, or up here. And, yeah, I got a trick. And now I got a Scourge, but I defeated a great mob. I probably should end the Scourge first. I stopped them from setting signal fires to attract a cavalry watch. 2 great mobs or 10 minions. Here comes my die roll. A 3. A 3, because I'm destined, becomes a 4. A 4 is going to treat as a 6. Boom! I just killed all the guys at the top. I let the blade that I enchanted continue to fight in case any of them was starting to rise up. It could also be my eyes and make sure that it was looking out for the carriage that was coming. And rolling again. A 4. 4 becomes a 6. I killed the guys at the bottom. It was a terrible carnage. I destroyed a whole watch of the guards. Ruthless man I could find. It's a critical insight. Let me roll it. I'll call in a new scene, and I'll unfortunately lose all those 4s and 5s. It could be the last act I take. I'll be generous on myself, because I'm also treating here as I'm rolling 1 die as a rapscallion, treating 4s and 5s, looking for a critical insight. Here comes my die roll. It's a 5. 5 becomes a 6. I get that critical insight. I found the most ruthless man I could, and I told him I just killed about 20 men in the tower, and all I want is their 1 uniform and an hour of free peace. After that, there's no guards patrolling this section of the city. You might want to take advantage of it. He nodded at me cruelly. He knew exactly what I was talking about. I'd dealt with guys like this before. I could tell by the number of tattoos they had and the number of teeth they were missing what the probability was that they were going to go ahead and agree with me that lawlessness was the way of life. As long as they didn't go past this 1 royal gate leading to the palace, they probably would be fine just raping and killing along this whole section to the southwest. It was on the other side of the river that's where most of the people defecated. It smelled foul already. Alright, so here comes probably the climax of this 27-second mission. And I'm going to go ahead and use it to capture the blade of the Baron And I agree with the author. Barren is probably a much more interesting title for the blade. Or I can discover that it's actually not the Blade of the Baron as I thought, but the Blade of the Baron. Now, if there's all sorts of other subquests related to the Blade of the Baron on here, well, that would just be discovery that I would find out later. As I started the mission, of course, I'm flaring it. I'm using these as memory jogs. The same way in like a freestyle game, you'll be flipping tarots to have memory jogs. I'm not worried about the coronation. I'm not worried about getting to the end of the quest here. I'm just trying to do a demo. And on day 4, I'm going to end up with the Blade of the Baron. And I believe because the Blade of the Baron, I knew it was coming on this day, in fact, look at that, number 6, the Blade of the Baron is named it, so in error it is the Baron Blade. Once taken, it cannot be voluntarily given or makes the holder sterile. Ryan doesn't care if he is sterile or not, and he knows selling that thing, well, that can actually be a selling point of it. Sell it to someone who wants to offend a rival kingdom or a rival barony, and make sure that their owner give it as a gift to them, and so that they won't produce any heirs. And then the land in 50, 60, 100 years, when the guy dies of natural causes, is not going to have an heir. It's either going to go to the church, so the church would be a big buyer of this blade, or it would go to a rival and one of the neighbors. But I'm going to grab that Blade of the Baron, and I'm going to say, let me look at my character here. I'm going to have to defeat. Is that the Baron Blade is cursed? Yeah, we know that. Care about a curse? Curse becomes my money. And I'm going to boons and blades. I never rolled on this table. Boons, loots, and boosts. I probably could have. There's a number of one. Boy, this is a nice film module for probably an entry-level $1. But I'm going to go ahead and get that blade, and I'm going to have to take it from a courier. And I'm going to try and not take it by force. I'm going to say I'm going to have my uniform on. I might even use a little bit of magic to make it seem like there's noise coming from the tower, that the men are inspecting others there. And I will go ahead and I will use my critical deed to acquire the blade. And 2 dice. Last roll probably of the game here. And it's a 4 and a 5. I'm destined becomes a 6. I have made that critical deed, and I will retire from this adventure holding the Baron Blade and heading out of the city, knowing that I can sell that to a number of different people. And besides, as a delver who wants money for a debauch, the last thing I want to consider is whether or not there's going to be any more orphans that are going to be bought up by the Delver Company. More later.